Hello, beloveds. Welcome to the new Galactic New Year. It has been quite a month. I'm sure many of you have been feeling it. I've been doing a lot of posts. I thought I'd do a little check in here. Just come on and see if anybody pops on for a live session. And yes, today is July 26th. We've just ended a 13-year cycle on the Mayan calendar, and we're entering into a new galactic cycle. This is the um, magnetic white wizard. And so this is really kicking us into getting ready for 2020. We're clearing out all of these old cycles. We cleared out all these old patterns. May and June, it's been a little all over the place, and a lot of new things have been coming in as well. It started with that new moon at the beginning of July, and then that eclipse on the 16th really brought another second round in, really brought in our blueprints for coming into this new cycle. And so there's a lot of transition going on. I've been doing readings for people, and there's just been a lot of realignment going on, stepping into who we really are, and almost like major shifts are available in these this week, right? Where you can really step out of old karmic cycles and jump into this new space, this new energy that is available now. So I just wanted to check in and see how people were doing. I'm getting ready to go to Shasta next week for the retreat, which is going to be amazing, with all of this new energy coming in, this new life cycle, this new galactic cycle. And Mercury retrograde is ending on the 31st, so that will definitely clear things up. I know there's been a lot of bumpy roads with technology because of the Mercury retrograde, so it'll be nice when that kind of closes out, and then everything kind of will push forward more clearly, right? We're still in a little bit of a fog as Mercury is retrograding through Cancer. So hi guys. People are coming online here. Welcome. And I hope everyone's getting through all these transitions in the highest and best way that they can. The way that I like to navigate through the rocky roads is to just kind of take more time to do things, right? Slow down. If something isn't working, just slow down. For me, technology, when I'm going through a lot of energetic shifts, my phone breaks. I mean, my phone wouldn't even charge on, I think that was the day out of time. I think it was yesterday, right? Or maybe Tuesday. I don't know. It's all kind of a blur right now. But then technology is just, it gets set off because we're raising our frequency and adjusting so much. The technology can't keep up with our energy shifts that we're going through. And then you add on some Mercury retrograde on top of that, and it's just kind of a hot mess right now. So yeah, just take your time and give yourself space to just kind of like, okay, that's not working. What is the path that's going to work? What am I supposed to be doing something else, right? And so you can just redirect your energy to going to someplace else, and just let this new year kind of come in. I mean, it is a celebratory time. We can have a little party of, yay, we made it. We made it to this space, and we're kicking off into this new branch of our life, right? 2020 is supposed to be a very dynamic year, and this is kind of the kickoff point here. We're preparing for the Lion's Gate coming up on 8/8 in August, and so that will, I think that's like the portal that's following the energy that we're stepping into now, right? And so I'm really excited to go to Shasta because it's just such a good time to go up there and check in and bring in even more of these downloads and these alignments, and just really go deep and understand what this new 13-year cycle is about, see what the higher beings are going to bring in for us. I will try to record what I can. If you are not joining us, there is some space if you want to jump on last minute. I had somebody jump in last minute a couple days ago, and that was pretty exciting. Now that we're in this Leo energy, people are getting more excited to move forward on things, right? So if you are feeling called and jumping in the last minute, make it happen. If it's in your alignment, you can make it happen. So I'm just going to see here. Let's take some questions. And I'm not feeling any light language. I'm just doing a little check-in and just talking a little bit about this new 13-year galactic cycle that we're coming into. And definitely in the readings, I will say this, there seems to be a lot of divine feminine energy coming in, right? Where we are learning to go within more as we move forward on our path, or we are learning to get out of our minds. What was the other? It's like presented differently for different people. And every soul is going through their own evolution, but there definitely seems to be a theme of, we are going more with the divine feminine, of surrendering to guidance, following our path and our higher guidance, and living from that space more than trying to go with the more yang approach of just go, 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 not really touching in with your feelings or your intuition or your higher guidance. And for anybody that does the Course of Miracles, that is the ultimate goal, is to connect with your Christ consciousness, connect to source, and then receive that guidance. That is what's considered your in soul alignment, right? And you are living your life from there. So this new galactic cycle is really amping that up, right? Putting us into a higher frequency zone of inviting us to live our lives that way. Okay, so it's a great time to if you've been delaying on living your life from a place of checking in, right? I offer Akashic Enlightenment as a tool for that. It's a great time to be doing that, or to start integrating that into your life now. If you're wondering where you're going or what needs to happen, just getting in a regular practice of checking in. And I keep seeing these little white spots everywhere. And this happens a lot during these big transitions. So it's there's just a lot going on, and I like the little white specks of, it's like the light. They're really coming through. So I'm just going to do a little check-in here on the chats. Some people are just saying hello here. Thank you for the love and support. I appreciate it. Oh, God. What should we be doing to prepare for the Lion's Gate? Well, right now, I'll just kind of enjoy that we're stepping into a new cycle, right? Let this unpack, and it'll become more clear for the Lion's Gate as it approaches. I'd say get through the end of the Mercury retrograde and let this new cycle step in, right? We want to get through the doorway, see where we are in this new world. Then what's coming after that will become more clear, right? But it's first off just stepping through this gateway, this doorway into this new cycle. Ready for retrograde to be done. Yes, it's been a little bit challenging, I guess I could say, with technology and things going on. Miraculously, though, everything for the Shasta retreat is coming together. So what is meant to come through will come through. There may be a little bit of sidewinding around things, but it will come through. Let's see, Albert asking a question of the difference between the blue ring and the white ring of energy formed with intention while out of the body in an energy state. Well, number one, colors are going to mean different things to different people depending on what they're doing. For me, when I'm working with the energies and I see anything blue or white, I know white light, setting up a white ring can sometimes just be setting up a sacred space for some. For me, when I see white and blue, it's usually light language frequencies, but it's not in a ring. That's when I'm seeing the codes come in. So it really depends. I'm not sure what practice you're using, but it may have a different meaning than that. But That's a great question to ask in your Akashic Enlightenment, Albert. Because it may be more of a personal answer for you of why you're seeing it. I see specks. Yeah, the specks. Well, I see white specks. Um, yeah, little like white sparks. And those are, a lot of people see them when they're reading channeled texts or going through awakening. I know I saw a lot when I was first reading A Course in Miracles, and I know a lot of students who've studied that book have seen a lot of specks going through that process, or you see the actual grid of that's making up all that is, right? And to me, I see it as like a golden grid. But that's just, you're stepping out of that idea of linear time and the matrix system, and you're just starting to see things in energetic form, the energy of what is creating something. So kind of similar to seeing auras on like plants or trees or animals or people. Some people have that as well. Okay, so I'm just looking at the questions. Anything that's too personal, I'm not going to go into that. I'm looking at more general things right now, just the general energies. Or more general questions. So, yeah. But just let the energy settle in more. We are starting the new cycle. So, if you are feeling a little discombobulated, it's either there's kind of like highs and lows right now. People are either really high and excited. But if you're feeling a little lost, let things kind of, what is that word? It's kind of like, let it catalyze through the portals, let the new cycle settle in, right? And check in with yourself and just see what's feeling out of alignment, what doesn't feel good. And that may be a call to just look at things that maybe you need to let go of that you're holding on to. I do know some people are still going through a purging or a clearing out. So there's been like a lot of emotions coming up, right? As you let go of everything so that you can make space for all the new that is coming in. So you may need to go through a process still of letting go some more so that things can come in, right? So there's a space for it to settle in. So, just create a safe space for yourself. Maybe you need to cry, maybe you need to journal or write, or express those emotions that are pent up. Or you can watch a movie that triggers the emotions. Let that help you bring them to the surface, right? So that you can feel them, clear them, right? And this is part of the process, right? This is our emotions are just guiding us along this path. They're kind of just the barometer of what's going on, okay? So, just nurture yourself through the process if it's feeling upsetting or if you're feeling a little lost, right? It's kind of like I've been talking about how it's like your computer's rebooting, right? You can't really use your computer while it's rebooting. It's trying to set everything up, turn everything on. The OS is loading, right? So we're letting the OS load, and so some things may be really clear, right? Because that part of the computer has turned on, right? And so that part is working. But then we're still waiting for the rest of it to turn on before something else will function or work well. So have some patience with yourself going through this process. I'm just going to check in on the chat a little more here. I see your question, Albert, about the afterlife, but it's kind of off topic, so I'm gonna save that for another time. Let's keep talking about the current energies and the switch that we're going through right now. A ton of activation yesterday is what Lindsay is saying. So many energies coming in all the time. Yeah, a lot of energies. Yeah. Well, we know we can't use our phones when we're getting that update, software update. Yeah, I know. Those are always fun. Waiting forever for your phone to do that update and watching the little bar. right? So we're just kind of watching the little bar as everything is rebooting, and oh, this app works now. Oh, but this one doesn't. Oh, maybe I needed to delete that app. I wasn't really using it, right? Um, so yeah, it's just if you can be playful with the process, that helps. Um, and again, just kind of refocusing on things that don't seem to be moving forward, like they're stuck, right? Like my Alexa has a mind of her own. 1 minute Pandora won't play that flight. Oh, she heard me talking to her. 1 minute it doesn't work, and then Pandora won't play, and Pandora doesn't exist, and then I do something else, play something else on the Alexa. Gotta say it quietly, otherwise she'll activate. Play something else, and then 2 hours later, then all of a sudden Pandora is there and it's working again. So it's just kind of like you just gotta laugh at it at a certain point, right? It's just kind of like, okay, everything's a little crazy, and acknowledge it and go with what does work. It teaches you to kind of like go with where things are flowing, go with the flow right now. Follow that flow, and that will help. Okay. But yeah, welcome to the new Galactic cycle. I'm so excited about it. And I'm really excited to get up to Shasta. So, and I'll try to do some recordings when I'm up there as well to share with you all here. Just checking in on the chat a little more. Oh, you're very welcome, Tracy. Glad it's helpful. Tingling in the hands, it's like usually an activation. Some people feel that when I do the light language frequencies. A lot of healing modalities will access the hands first, right? This is where we connect with energy. Oftentimes, we are also healers in our past lives or other dimensional spaces that we've experienced, and we're used to channeling the frequencies through our hands. I'm just talking about it, my hands are already going zzz. But yeah, like Qigong, Reiki, even acupuncture, we're taught to channel the Qi through our hands. So any type of energy healing comes through that way. So it's just like a feedback system allowing you to know that there are energies channeling through, right? You can always ask, well, what is this about exactly? And then you may receive an answer to that as well. Is anyone else popping in and out of time? I'm not sure exactly what you mean by popping in and out of time, but there is definitely a feeling of distortion but I've been feeling this overall in general for a while now, that it's like I don't know what day it is, don't know what time it is, things are changing, and then all of a sudden every day feels like the same day, right? So it's a little bit like Groundhog Day. The only thing that's changing is me and what I'm doing in everything else that's changing but not changing, if that makes sense. And so, yeah, the time disorientation can definitely be a part of the timelines changing. That's been a huge thing. Just checking in here. In my shamanic journey, they were talking about timelines. And so that I did on the 25th. And there's just been a lot of timeline shifting. Okay. And there's like an allowance for you to be able to go to your highest timeline. So if you feel like time is kind of bouncing around, it's almost like it's giving you an option of, well, where do you want to align your frequency to go onto which timeline here? Right? Do you want to get really pissed off that your phone isn't working because of Mercury retrograde? Or are you just going to set the phone down and then, I don't know, go for a walk or do something else and then have a lot of fun doing that, right? And so there's a lot of prompts, I should say, to how we can handle what is going on with everything switching over and what is it calling us to, right? If a door is closed, then it's like we're being directed in another direction. So we're just checking in again on this, the chat list here. Feeling very tired, sleepyhead in the middle of the day. Take naps. Yeah, I mean, integration, you could be integrating a lot of energy. The other thing that I've definitely noticed, and I said this in one of the other videos, is from the Asian medicine perspective, ascension, going through ascension is kind of like a season, right? So we have the 4 seasons, right? More or less, no matter where you live. And with the seasons, the body usually responds, right? So winter can be a very difficult time to get through. Our immune system can be challenged at that time. So if you are of a weaker constitution or more depleted or deficient, the season is going to affect you more. So when we go through ascension waves or a lot of transitions, ascension energies that are coming through, be it astrological or just the solid ascension waves like the Schumann resonance coming in, these affect us. And depending on where we are within ourselves in terms of aligned with our soul self, right? And then also taking care of our bodies, getting enough sleep, getting enough food, water, exercise. As long as we're doing all those things, the energies we will be able to work with them. Okay. Yeah, sometimes we may need an extra nap, right? But it's about self-care. So if you're finding that you are getting more symptoms during a lot of those transitions, then you need to maybe you need to do more time to check in, right? To allow the energies to come through. So again, I recommend the Akashic Enlightenment. Go into Akashic Enlightenment. There's a little daily meditation that you can do. You can just open it up and ask them, what do you have for me today? Right? And they're just going to help adjust your energy. But the daily meditation I have on my website just helps you download new energies, kind of drop off things that you've already learned, and it just helps you get aligned. Okay. So that can be helpful as well. And then, yeah, taking care of your drinking plenty of water, right? Staying hydrated, taking care of your hydration and food. I like acupuncture. I feel it helps integrate a lot of the energies. So that can also be helpful in rebalancing the body, mind, spirit. All right. So, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Time is a little wacky right now. It does. It totally feels like Groundhog Day, right? It's an illusion of time. Um, tingling, that could be energy movement. Also, in Chinese medicine, tingling usually means there's not enough blood circulation or blood deficiency. So you may need to adjust your diet as well. Eating animal protein. In Chinese medicine, if you eat red meat, chicken, liver, that will really tonify the blood. If you tonify the blood can circulate, and the spirit is more held and housed in the heart and within the body. You will sleep better at night, and you'll feel more calm and grounded. So it is always a balance. I mean, I eat paleo diet, so I eat a lot of animal protein, fruits, vegetables, whole grains. Um, Sometimes I'll go a little bit more towards some fish if there's a lot of ascension energies coming in, but then I get a craving for beef to really help ground in everything, all the energies. So yes, tingling can be a sign of not enough blood circulating through the body. Okay. Sometimes it can be energetic though, so I'll leave that up to you. But if you're a vegetarian, that could definitely be a sign from that. Yeah, buzzing. Some people do talk about the buzzing or their ears ringing as well. Um, Antisocial, yeah. Antisocial. I mean, if we're going through a change, and it doesn't even have to be in regards to ascension, right? If we're going through a process of any type of change, that's a time to go within because you don't want other people kind of impacting you with their thoughts, their ideas, right? Because then you have to put more of a boundary up to, okay, this is where I'm at and this is where you're at. And if you're kind of in that fragile, vulnerable state, yeah, it's good to take some time alone and to really focus on what you need to be focusing on, what you're body, mind, spirit system is cueing you to do, right? Regardless of what others may be pressuring you to do or giving you advice, right? So yeah, that's fine. Take some time um, to go within. I know our culture kind of supports extroversion, but it's not really a good or bad thing. You got to do what you need to do in order to stay aligned with yourself and keep your body, mind, spirit feeling good and healthy. Okay, just looking at the questions here. Uh, what is this? Sister sent me a picture of white light about the size of a pea right next to her eye. Oh, that sounds like it may be an orb, a little light orb. They show up on photos all the time. It's usually your spirit guides, your spirit helper, just helping out. You can go ahead and just Google um, pictures of orbs, ORBS. And like they're so pretty. I love them. There's usually a lot of them in Shasta. This is all Mayan, right? I'm not sure what that question is, except about the. I've been mixing Western astrology with the Mayan calendar. So, but um, the 13-year galactic cycle change is the Mayan calendar. Yes, Mercury retrograde and all of that stuff is more of like the Western. Um, you can break down the Mayan astrology. I mean, I'm not an astrologer, right? I understand. I learned the Mayan calendar and how to do personal charts, which I used to do. Which I mean, there's like apps online that will show you that now. But yeah, some of the Mayan calendar then translates into the planets, right? So they'll talk about like there's like a Venus switching right now as well. We're coming into the last year of a Venus cycle, right? So that they use Venus a lot. It can also be connecting to the yin energy more and this connection to higher consciousness. Somewhere I can't remember. I read so many books and things, but one of them said that that Venus is a planet that can kind of represent the harmony of Earth. Right? I hadn't heard that before, but that's what they were saying. So yes, but the 13-year galactic cycle switches on the Mayan calendar. So you can, I mean, there's tons of information out there that you can find if you want to learn the Mayan calendar, but it is a little, it has a little bit of a learning curve. Okay. So it's great. It looks like some of you are getting the book. Someone's asking if I'm vegan. No, I just said I am on a paleo diet. Yeah, and Asian medicine does not support vegan or vegetarian diets, that it depletes the chi in the blood and the body too much, right? Yes, there may be a time for integrating that part-time, but especially if you're in a female body and you're still menstruating, losing that blood, it's really healthy to have that animal protein to help your body to build that back up. Otherwise, there can be other symptoms that start sprouting out. And again, every single body is different, right? Everyone has a different constitution. So taking blanket statements too far are not best, right? You should always consult with a practitioner. So if you want some personal advice, you can always book an Asian medicine session with me. I do the herbal medicine consults online. So if you want to do that's fine. You can email me for that. So I think I'm going to start wrapping this up. It was great connecting with you all. I hope you are, enjoying the ride, laughing at the ups and the downs, right? This is what life is. And just always trying to find that higher point, that golden path through all of it to, be aligned with yourself. That's the best thing that you can do. So, go ahead and check in, see about things that may be popping up that you need to do in this new cycle, or, maybe it's just a period of being quiet and letting everything settle in, right? Or maybe you're doing a little more clearing and to allow these new energies in, go with that. Go with what is going on for you, to allow you to go through this transition. Take care of your body, mind, spirit with, lots of sleep, exercise, healthy diet, getting plenty of water, and time to check in with yourself. All right. So I hope you're doing well and letting go of what you can, and being excited to embrace this new phase that we're all going into. I'm sending you all so much love and light, and thank you for coming along this journey and checking in. And I appreciate the support, and I'm so glad that you are following your calling. Right, this is really the best thing that we can do is follow our highest aligned soul calling. Right, this is what's going to change the world when each of us are coming from that genuine personal alignment. So. Enjoy this new galactic cycle. Happy Galactic New Year. And I will see you online, or I'll see you in Shasta, Mount Shasta, next Tuesday. Oh, so excited. All right. Much love, many blessings, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.